Okay, so isa pong magandang hapon sa ating lahat. Good afternoon po. It is a wonderful sunny Wednesday afternoon and I would just like to welcome everyone to the DepEd Manila e-library launching and orientation. Ngayon, alam ko po lahat tayo na curious, ano nga ba yung e-library na to? Ako, ngayon ko lang po kasi na pakinggan to, ngayon ko lang nalaman na may e-library pala ang DepEd Manila, no? Kaya po tayo nagtipon ngayon para alaman po natin ano nga ba ito, paano natin magagamit to. Para po makapagsimula tayo, no? Maghanda po tayo lahat para sa ating pambansang awit na susundan naman po agad ng isang panalangin.
Kayang magiliw, pero sa silakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit ko pagaw, ay hinatang tulang awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iindig, ang ituwin na araw niya kailan pamay magdidinig. Luman ang araw ng walhating pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling ko. Ang inigaya ng kantay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Dear Lord, we praise and worship you today. You are exalted in our midst. We ask for forgiveness for every sin we have done. Have mercy on us, our Father. As we start our program today, let your guidance and protection be upon us. Send your Spirit to us and give us wisdom. We thank you for all the blessings we have received. We also thank you for the lives of the people in this place. Be glorified in everything we do. In your name we pray. Amen.
Ayan po. Dahil nasimulan na po natin ang ating programa na may pagmamahal ng Diyos at alam ko po merong mga ninenervyos po sa ating lobby ngayon ng Zoom. Nagdadasal po talaga tayo ng tempo para sa kanila. Pero dahil po dyan, mentioning the lobby po, to acknowledge all of our participants, may we call on Miss Lady Hannah C. Hilio for the acknowledgements po.
Good afternoon po. The Learning Resource Management section under the Curriculum Division would like to acknowledge the participants of this program, DepEd Manila e-library launching and orientation. To start po, good afternoon po sa ating School Division Superintendent, Ma'am Maria Magdalena M. Lim, at sa aming pong CID Chief, Aida H. Rondilia, at sa aming mga supervisors, sa mga principals at assistant principals. Last but not the least, ang ating SLRMDC o School Learning Resource Management Development Center coordinators, kasama ang mga school librarians and teacher librarians, ang ilang teachers at ilang teachers din po. Thank you for attending this program. I may you all enjoy and appreciate the DepEd Manila Library.
Ayan po. Thank you po, Miss Hannah. Nakikita ko po ang dami nating napakagandang mga pagmumuka. Kasama na po yung akin. Nga pala po, hello sa mga fans ko dyan. Kaya po, para naman po, ma-welcome po tayo lahat. Tinatawag po namin ang Chief ng Curriculum Implementation Division, si Ma'am Aida H. Rondilia, para sa welcoming remarks.
Our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Maria Magdalena M. Lim, our dear Assistant Schools Division Superintendents, Dr. Cynthia Ailes, Dr. Melody Cruz, Mr. Pedro Arao, and Attorney Antonio Kasangkapan, the Education Program Supervisors, the Public Schools District Supervisors, our dear school heads, the project proponent, Mr. Albert James MACARAEG with his team, Dr. Lucky Carpio and Miss Lady Hannah Gilio, the school learning resource coordinators, teachers, and other participants, good afternoon. We are in a situation where the best support that we can provide to our teachers and learners alike for distance learning are materials that are readily available anytime. This project, conceptualized by no less than our schools division superintendent Dr. Lim, has come into fruition. The SDO Manila e-library, the place where you could find the much needed resources which are all quality assured and were systematically organized for easy access to everybody. The challenge given to CID LRMS was welcomed with open arms and hearts as we consider challenges as tools for professional growth and at the same time a means to improve our service, because at CID we deliver. With so much pride, the SDO through the CID welcomes you to this launching and orientation on e-library. Thank you.
Ayun, maraming salamat po, Ma'am Aida. Ang chief po ulit ng CID. Ayun po ang ating welcoming remarks. Ngayon, meron na po tayong onting information regarding sa e-library natin, no? Ngayon po, tinatawag naman po natin si Dr. Maria Magdalena M. Lim, ang ating Schools Division Superintendent, para magbigay ng inspirational message.
Thank you, Minnie. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to all the participants who are logged in here in this momentous launching and orientation about the e-library, the first ever e-library of the Division of City Schools Manila. So first and foremost, let me congratulate CID, of course, with Dr. Aida Rondilla at the helm, for making this project into a reality. And of course, specifically the LRMDS, Division LRMDS, headed by Dr. Lucky Carpio, and our AJ, Albert James, the one behind this project, the one who put this project together. And their other partners, ang ating librarian, division librarian, si Hannah, and of course, the supervisors and the writers and the video producers, video makers, who were the source of the resources of this e-library. Sa kanila nang galing yung mga materials na sinimulan ni EJ na i-put together at ilagay dito sa e-library na to. So congratulations to all of you. Dahil sa inyo, nagawa na at naging makatotohanan na at naganap na ito ngayon, ang ating tinatawag na e-library. I still recall during the start of the pandemic when I gave the problem to AJ, problema talagang binato ko sa kanya, thinking ahead that there will be problems in accessing resources and the very limited budget for the printed modules. So the obvious answer to our problem regarding learning resources is the digitized copy. And the accessibility, of course, will be another problem, because where do they access? Merong ang learning resource portal, pero ang learning resource portal, when you get there, you will understand that you still have to scroll to look for the materials that you need. What we are thinking of is a portal, or in short, a library, that's the best term to use, wherein when you log in, you can easily navigate and look for the material that you are looking for. Para na ring physical library, that when you get inside through the door, there are sections, there are directions where you go to and where you can find the book or the learning resource that you are looking for. Yung hindi ka na malilito, alam mo kung ano ang topic na gusto mong i-research o hanapin, pero mahirap gumalaw sa napakaraming resources na pamimilian. So kailangan ng organized, systematic, at very facilitative na sistema, and that is the e-library that we are thinking of. I have not yet seen the real picture of the e-library. I leave it to the LRMDS. I left it to AJ to conceptualize it, and we will be surprised, all of us. Lahat tayo masusurprise ngayong hapon because this will also be my first time to explore as it will be launched today, this afternoon. Ngayon natin ito i-walk through ang e-library na ginawa ng CID through ng LRMDS. At I wanted to be surprised also. Sabi ko nga kila AJ, surprise me, surprise everyone. And let's get excited about this. I know that our school heads on board, good afternoon by the way, and our school learning resource coordinators, our school librarians, and our designated teacher librarians are also very curious. Sabi nga ni Minnie, curious tayong lahat. Ako din, curious ako. I don't know what we are going to find out this afternoon at siguro ma-excite din talaga tayo sa ipapakita na AJ sa atin. Before we go directly to the launching, gusto ko ring ipaalam kila AJ, kila Lucky, that once this is put up, you still have another challenge or more challenges facing you. And that would be, will it be a functional e-library? Alam natin ang nangyayari sa mga physical libraries natin. Paunti ng paunti ang mga batang pumapasok at nagbabasa. Ganun din kaya ang ating e-library? Baka ito'y maging isa ring white elephant na hindi naman pinapasukan ng mga bata o ng mga guro. We wanted to find out if this will be an effective system for our distance learning and even beyond pandemic. Marami kaya silang makukuhang mga resources dito? And how do you measure how often they visit the e-library? And how do you measure how many times a module, for example, is being downloaded by users? I know that they are already thinking, they have not yet crafted that system, pero alam kong meron na, o kung hindi pa, alam kong pinag-iisipan na. So that will determine if this e-library is really a functional library for our students, our teachers, our supervisors, and everyone in DCS. Your next challenge would be, how do you ensure security? Paano natin masisiguro na walang, alam nyo, pag sa school ito, o sa library mismo, physical library, kinakailangan pa ng may library card ang bata bago makapasok. Kasi kailangan ng accountability para masiguro natin na ang ating mga libro, ang mga resources, ay hindi masisira, hindi mawawala, at hindi gagamitin ng ganun-ganun na lamang. Pangangalagaan in short. So, in an e-library, how do we ensure the same security? Unlike in a physical library, there is the librarian that guards the door, and there are some other personnel, assistants, who assist the researchers, the students, and who see to it that resources are being accounted for. Dito kaya sa e-library, may sistema kaya tayong ganon? So that is the second challenge. At ang pangatlo, just like in any other physical libraries, librarians, supervisors, kasi alam ko pati supervisors on board dito, kaya maraming salamat sa ating mga supervisor. Paano ninyo pa mas mapapa-enrich ang library? When we say enrich, there are some screening that's going to happen. Sabi nga ni Ma'am Aida, quality assured ito kasi ito yung mga modules at mga videos na dumaan sa mga kamay ng mga supervisor sa kanilang mapanuring mata para sigurong walang pagkakamali at naaangkop sa mga competencies na gusto nating matutunan ng ating mga estudyante. Pero hanggang dito na lang ba ang ating library, ang ating e-library? Siyempre, mag-iisip pa tayo ng next steps. Looking forward, paano natin dadagdagan pa ang mga libro, ang mga e-books, ang mga learning resources sa ating meron tayo ngayon. For whatever that we are going to discover this afternoon, whatever AJ, Lucky, Hannah, and the rest of the CIB will be unfolding in front of our monitors or of our cell phone, ano pa kaya ang ating i-expect from them a year from now or 2 years from now or even beyond? So that will be your third challenge, how you are going to move on all the time. How do you make your e-library dynamic? How do we make our e-library dynamic para meron pang mga karagdagang resources na maipasok? Remember, quality assured resources. You could take resources from the open source internet, but of course, they are not quality assured. So, pwede kasing ganun eh. But of course, you just cannot get an e-copy from any source without thinking also of intellectual property rights. Isipin natin yung mga infringement problems na kagaya niyan. So yung binabanggit ko kanina na open source, pag open source yon, walang violation of intellectual property rights yun kasi it's open for public consumption. But the question there is quality naman. Quality assured ba to? So there are still more things to be done after this launching. Ang uunahin natin yung pagla-launch. Ang next ay yung unang challenge, yung utilization. At ang next naman ay ang pagsisiguro ng security. At ito ngayon, ang third ay ang pagsisiguro that it will be sustainable by keeping it dynamic, making all the resources available, even the most recent one, yung mga relevant source of information ay nandyan pa rin. Not just limited to academic or learning area resources. So, what I'm trying to say is, yung supplementary reading materials ay pwede rin natin gawing available dito sa ating e-library. At yung matutuwa sila, yung matutuwa ang mga estudyante. Remember, you've always to have the customers in mind when we are going to make this e-library a real dynamic and functional one. So with that, I think there are still a lot for our supervisors, the CIB as a whole, and particularly for our LRMS, ang grupo nila Lucky, nila HA, nila Hannah, at ang mga schools, learning resource coordinators at librarians, pwede rin kayo mag-contribute dito ng ideas. Marami pa tayong pag-uusapan after this. But for the meantime, let us sit back and watch for the next steps that's going to unfold before us. So I'm going back to you now, Minnie. Thank you so much and have a good day, everyone. God bless you.
Thank you po, Dr. Lim, for those inspiring words. And I'm sure po na gumagana na po yung gears sa utak ng ating mga proponent ng DepEd Manila e-library. I'm super excited po for the e-library as someone who has always loved books. And this is something that's new. That's new to me. I haven't heard it before. And I'm also super excited for the kids din po. And I'm sure those challenges will be kept in mind. Pero para po mag-move on na po tayo, ito na po yung pinakihihintay natin, no? It's because it's something that I'm sure a lot of us haven't encountered yet. So to orient us on the e-library, may we call on Mr. Albert James P. MACARAEG. Sir AJ, the floor is all yours.
Ay, thank you, Ma'am Minelle, and good afternoon po sa inyo lahat. Yan parang nagraradyo lang kami ni Ma'am Minelle. So, thank you, Ma'am Minelle, sa pag-accept ng aking invitation bilang mag-MC for today. And po, Kung mapapansin niyo po, ako na naman po ang inyong nasa harapan na dati ay tagalipat lamang ng mga PowerPoint presentations. Ngayon ay tagalipat pa rin. Pero isa na ako sa mga magdi-discuss ng topic. And wait lang po. Buksan ko lamang ang presentation. Ayan. So, kailangan natin lumipat sa ibang presentation kasi ibang topic na ito. Ayan, so this is the DepEd Manila e-library launching and orientation. So, just a brief background, kagaya nga po nasabi ni Dr. Lim kanina, nung naupo po ako sa position na ito po yung unang problem na ibinigay niya sa akin. Pero, nung kinausap niya po ako, I think hindi ko siya consider as problem, kundi consider ko siya as challenge. Challenge sa akin na makapagbigay ng ganitong klaseng system or website na kung saan makakatulong sa ating mga students. Ayan. So, okay. So, ang concept nito is, alam naman natin na tayo is nasa pandemic and next ko na yung PowerPoint. Yan. So, tayo is nasa pandemic and alam naman natin na gumagamit tayo ngayon ng distance learning modality. So, hybrid siya. Meron tayong mga printed and meron tayong digitized modules. Meron din tayong kinonduct ang Division of Manila ng mga webinars and trainings para makapag-produce tayo ng mga learning materials na pwede magamit ng mga students and hindi lang ng mga students kundi ng mga teachers. And okay, wait lang po. Ito na. Then what's next? After nung mga ginawa nilang, kinonduct nilang mga webinars, trainings, and so on, nakapag-produce po sila ng mga outputs. Nakapag-produce po ang DepEd Manila teachers and officials ng mga outputs which is modules, video lessons, and webinars. So ito po mga to yung main na word na ating naririnig nung tayo ay, nasimula ang pandemic kasi dati naman, parang hindi naman uso sa pandinig ko yung salitang module. Yung video lesson, narinig ko lang yan kapag siguro sa, madalang lang. And webinars, wala naman term na webinar dati. I think, pinagsama siyang word ng web and seminars. So, naging webinar. So, bago sa ating lahat ng ito, and at dahil dyan, nagkaroon tayo ng mga output which is yung modules and video lessons. So itong mga video lessons na to, mas maganda kung meron silang centralized na website kung saan nila pwedeng itong ma-access. At ito na nga po, introducing DepEd Manila e-library. Start learning today. Search and download for quality learning materials. So, habang ginagawa ko po, pwede nyo pong sabayan ako and pwede nyo pong i-type sa inyong mga browser and e-library.depedmanila.net. So, ipakita na natin kung ano ba ang itsura ng website na yon. So, this is the actual website kung nakikita nyo man sa inyong screen. Ayan. So, napakasimple lang po ng layout nito. Ang goal ko po dito is kahit kinlik mo lang yung website, hindi kita tinuruan, maiintindihan mo kung anong kailangan mo pindutin. Maiintindihan mo kung saan ito papunta kung pindot ka ng pindot. Okay. So, sa main page ng ating website, meron tayong 3 section which is of modules, video lessons, and webinars. Hindi ko masyadong i-explain ng todo kasi mamaya may ipapanood po ko sa inyong video na hinanda namin para masummarize ang lahat ng ito. So, sa modules, niload ko na siya para mas madali natin mapakita. So sa modules, andito ang lahat ng modules from kinder, elementary, junior high school, senior high school, from ALS, from pamamahayag, i-reload ko lang, from special education, journalism, alive, and homeroom guidance. So next, sa second section naman is yung video lesson. So itong video lessons is nahati sa 3 grupo. So ano-ano yung grupo na yon? I-next ko lang. Ayan. I-click na natin para sabi na gumagana pa talaga yan. Gumagana po yan. So, yan. So, academic video lessons. So, academic video lessons, DepEd TV episodes, and instructional video lessons. So, ito pong academic video lessons, ito po yung ginawa ng ating mga teachers through their trainings and webinars na kinonduct din ng Division of Manila and ng Curriculum Implementation Division with partnership na rin sa mga outside institute. Ayan. So, syempre, ang DepEd TV episodes, which is ito yung collection ng mga episodes na ina-upload ng DepEd Central na para may palabas through TV and also through online. So, next naman is yung instructional video lessons. Mamaya makikita nyo kung ano laman nitong instructional video lessons na ito. Then, kung tayo sa pangatlo, yan, pinipindot ko na para makita nyo na website talaga siya. Gumagana po siya. Hindi po ito joke time na may picture lang siya. Hindi. Gumagana talaga siya. So, sa webinars, click natin yung webinars. So, syempre, ang e-library ay hindi lang pambata. Ito ay pangguro na rin. Yan, parang, ano ba yan? Epicas and alcohol. Hindi lang pampamilya. Pang sports pa. Ayan. So, meron ditong webinars kung saan nakakompile yung mga, kung may gusto kang, kung ikaw ay teacher, na nung time na a-attend ka ng webinar ay medyo mahina-hina ang internet mo and parang hindi ka makasunod, nandito sa loob ng e-library yung mga recordings niya na kinompile ko and edited na siya. So hindi mo na kailangan hanapin kung saan parte doon kung yung topic na particular speaker kasi andito na siya. Kaya man na lang i-click and manood. Yun lang. Tapos, at hindi lang yon, yan, para akong nagbebenta. Okay. Meron din kasamang, yan, parang may buy one, take one. Meron din siya kasamang PowerPoint presentations ng mga na ginamit ng mga guest speakers natin. So, andito rin pati yung title nila. So, sila is willing silang mag-share ng knowledge nila sa ating mga teachers. So, willing din silang mag-give ng copy ng kanilang PowerPoint. So, ayun nga, ang iniiwasan natin dito is, ang goal pala natin dito is magkaroon sila ng mabilis and mas madali nila malalaman kung nasan yung particular learning material na ginagamit nila. So, meron din ditong search button sa upper right. So, pwede nyo pong i-access yung website ngayon na kahit sabay-sabay po tayo. Pwede nyo po siyang i-access ngayon through elibrary.depedmanila.net. Ayan. So kapag i-click natin yung search, type ko lang. Kunwari, grade 1 module. Try natin ha. Buo. Hindi ko pa na-testing to. Sabay-sabay tayo. Ayan. Ayan. So yun, may nakita ko dito sa pangalawang answer niya, ay pangalawang suggested answer niya is merong elementary. So kapag kinlik ko to, ayun na. Nandito na ako sa folder ng grade 1. Diba? Ganun lang kabilis. Wala ka na kailangan pindutin pa na ganito. So, ang isa rin sa mga tinitingnan ko sa pagdating sa pagle-layout, ayokong makita siya as parang website or sobrang daming technicalities na kailangan pumindutin. Gusto ko parang mukha lang siyang laro sa paningin ng bata. And with that, paano ko nga ba binuo itong website na ito? Siyempre, yan. So, sa current realities natin, halos lahat ng ginagamit natin modalities is through Google. So, naisip ko rin na may feature si Google na pwede rin siya mag-create ng website. So, in-apply ko na yung meron tayo ngayon at dinagdagan ko lang siya. So, ginamit ko ang Google Sites na ito para mabuo. And hindi ka na manghihingi sa co-teacher mo, uy, Mars, may link ka ba nung modules na ganito? Or, may link ka ba nung sa video lesson na ito? Hindi mo na kailangan magtanong kasi i-type mo lang yung elibrary.depedmanila.net, ando na lahat ng kailangan mo. Wala lang diyang food delivery. Ay lang yung wala dyan. Okay. Next tayo. So how it's made? Yan. It is using Google Sites na free sa ating G Suite. So sure ako, lahat ng teacher natin merong @deped.gov.ph na email or domain at meron din silang school.depedmanila.net na email. So, handog sa atin yan ng ICT with the coordination of Sir Juan Carlos Sarmiento, our ITO officer. So, with regards to the security, so, gano'n nga ba ka-safe itong DepEd Manila? Gumagamit tayo ng Google Security and yung ayoko masyadong mag-explain ng terms eh. Sabihin na lang natin na kahit ma-access ng ibang tao yung pinapaliit ko na yung term para mas madali. Kahit ma-access ng ibang tao yung website, hindi nila ma-access yung file. So, nag-gets po ba yun? Hindi ko nakikita yung chats. Kaya, kung nag-gets nyo, okay tayo dyan. Alright. So regards to security, ayun nga po. So, nakashare sa with your DepEd Gmail. For now, inopen ko muna for demonstration purposes. So, that's the DepEd Manila e-library. At para mabigyan pa tayo ng mas malinaw na presentasyon tungkol sa e-library at ano pa yung mga features na to na hindi ko binanggit na mamaya malalaman nyo. Ito, naghanda kami ng AVP video na kagabi ko lang hinanda. Ayan, wala pa tayong tulugan yan. Alright, so panoorin po natin to sabay-sabay and panoorin natin. Yun lang. So, let's watch this po. We all know that the education system today took a heavy beating due to COVID-19 pandemic. This brought abrupt changes and difficulties in the delivery of instruction. The shift from face-to-face to online distance learning made more challenging on the part of teachers, pupils, and parents as well. As we go along with online classes, we have seen the problems met by the teachers and students which need to be addressed and be given solutions. With this, DepEd Manila came up with the interventions to support and ease the needs of teachers, to inspire the pupils to work hard and be motivated to study despite the public health crisis we are experiencing today. DepEd Manila united efforts to find ways on how we can provide our teachers the necessary trainings which are needed in delivering distance learning. Webinars or virtual trainings were conducted. This focused on key features on K-12 curriculum adjustments, alignment of learning materials and preparation of modules, various modalities of delivery, and corresponding teachers and parent-guardian training for homeschooling. These modifications were necessary steps in adapting to the new normal. With those trainings, learning materials were produced, such as modules, worksheets, video lessons, and more. To put all these things in one click and accessible to Manila learners and teachers, introducing the DepEd Manila e-library, where you can search and download for quality learning materials. You can access the site through your browser by typing elibrary.depedmanila.net. The homepage contains 3 main sections. The first is the learning modules. The module section contains all produced and quality assured self-learning modules from kindergarten, grades 1 to 12, alternative learning system, special education, journalism and pamamahayag, alive, and homeroom guidance. Next is the video lesson section, which is divided into 3 groups. The academic video lessons, which are categorized by grade level and subject area. The DepEd TV, which is a shortcut to the DepEd TV YouTube channel. Then we have the instructional video lessons, which can help students troubleshoot their technical problems. And lastly, the webinars section, which contains recordings of the webinars conducted by the Division of Manila. In addition to that, it also has PowerPoint presentation that was used during the discussion by the guest speaker. With regards to the accessibility of the website, we had already conducted a beta test and these were their feedbacks.
Ngayong panahon ng pandemya, isang malaking hamon para sa aming mga guro ang maghanap ng mga learning materials na aangkop para sa aming mga mag-aaral. Mabuti na lamang at inilunsad ng DepEd Manila ang DepEd Manila e-Library. Ito ay isang online platform na naglalaman ng mga learning modules mula kinder, elementary, high school. Meron din itong mga video lessons ng iba't ibang asignatura. Meron din itong mga webinars para sa mga guro. Ito ay maaaring makatulong sa pagkatuto ng ating mga mag-aaral, gayon din para mapadali ang pagtuturo ng mga guro.
It is very timely because we are all compelled to stay and teach from home because of this pandemic. We all merely rely on materials available from the different websites. It would be a great help for us and our learners to have access to this e-library. We are privileged to have one e-hub where we can download learning modules, video lesson, which I know our learners will enjoy. With all these wonderful materials in one e-library, I am positive that we teachers and learners will benefit and enjoy DepEd Manila's e-library.
Hello everyone, I am Fatima Faisito. When I first saw the e-library, suddenly comes to my mind of what it could be and what it was for. But when I started to open and browse it, I said, wow, it's amazing! And it was awakening my mind. Marami akong nakita na kapaki-pakinabang at magagamit ko sa aking pag-aaral. Hindi lang sa akin, kundi sa buong mag-aaral ng Maynila. Ang e-library ay napakaganda. Madaling hanapin ang mga kailangan mo sa pag-aaral, lalo na ang self-learning modules at ang mga video lessons. Maliban dito, meron pa itong mga comics na mapupulutan ng aral at related sa mga lessons. Maraming salamat po, DepEd Manila, mabuhay po kayo!
Hello, I'm Shem. I study from Santix, Manila. I'm grade 1. For now, we are reading math comics and I can easily access the comics from the e-library. In the e-library, I can easily access the learning modules and I can also watch the video lessons. Bye-bye!
Is that all? Of course, there's more. Soon the e-library will have educational comics for more fun learning, video lessons with sign language for the learners with special needs, researches conducted by the teachers of DCS Manila, interactive PowerPoints for online classes, and directory of guest speakers whom you would like to invite. Soon, DepEd Manila e-library will have more additional features and learning materials for more enjoyable and meaningful learning. Welcome to the DepEd Manila e-library. Start learning today. Search and download for quality learning materials. Wala pala akong audio. Pero ayun po ang ating teaser video ng DepEd Manila e-library.
Galing, AJ! Ang galing!
Thank you, ma'am. Ayun po. Thank you, ma'am. Then, ayun po. So, kanina, nung pinresent ko yung ating live na pag-present ng e-library, napansin nyo, hindi ko siya ini-scroll sa baba. Kasi nga, yun yung pa-surprise ko sa inyo na nasa baba, yung ating mga comics, sign language researches, guest speaker, interactive PowerPoint. Okay po. Then, with addition to that, kakasabi lang sa akin ni Ma'am Hana na magkakaroon din daw ng mga digital storybooks. Yan. So, sa educational comics natin na na launch nila, ang Math Comics, is available na ito sa e-library last week. Last week ko pa siya na-upload. Ito ay kinonduct ng ating EPS in Mathematics sa Ma'am Remelinda Soriano with the partnership of Dr. George Borromeo. So, andito na yung mga comics. So, ayan. So, para ka lang nagbabasa talaga. Nagbabasa habang nanonood na rin kasi hindi mo na kailangan maglipat ng page. So, andito yon. Ayan. And thank you po sa mga gumawa ng comics na ito. Andito po yung kanilang name for acknowledgement. Then, balik tayo sa home. Ayan. So, yung sign language, ang video lessons with sign language, ongoing po silang gumagawa ngayon with Ma'am Maricel. And yung sa research, and nagkakapag-coordinate na po kay Sir Felipe. Sa guest speaker po natin, maglalagay po ako dyan ng directory kasi short background lang po. Nung nag-conduct po kami ng webinar regarding citations, may nakapanood po dito na ibang division and may nakaalam na kung pwede rin daw ba namin, kung pwede rin din daw ba nilang makontak yung speaker natin. So, ayun po ang ating goal. Parang Manila po yung nagli-lead sa mga ganitong klaseng programs. So, sa interactive PowerPoints, galing po yan kay Ma'am Remelinda Soriano and to be uploaded. Yan. So, nasolve ko na yung ilan sa mga challenges si Ma'am. Pero, ayun na lang ba? Siyempre, hindi. Wait lang. Ilo-loading ko lang. Ayan. Parang lang ako nagbebenta dito, di ba? Pwede po kayo mag-chat ng inyong mga comments. So, ito. Sige, pakita natin to. So, with DepEd Manila e-library yan. So, it is a website and what comes after that? Hahayaan ko na lang bang i-up ko yung website na, sige, gamitin niyo lang or kayo nang bahala. Hindi. Kasi, minomonitor ko po ang e-library natin using another Google application which is Google Analytics. So, ipapakita ko sa inyo kung anong purpose ng Google Analytics. So, ayan. Pakita na natin. So, this is Google Analytics. So, connected po siya dun sa e-library. Huwag po kayo mag-alala. Hindi ko po pinagkakakitaan. May nakalagay po diyang revenue, pero wala lang po yan. Huwag niyo po mansin. Ayan po. So, pag kinlik ko yung real time, sige, click natin yung real time kung anong makikita sa real time. Ayan. So, dito, lalabas yung current users, if ever na may mag-access ng e-library. So, with the, ito ay within the last 30 minutes. So, syempre, hindi pa naman ako nakakapag-open masyado. So, malaman ko dito sa Google Analytics kung ilan yung users, kung ilan yung, kung anong device yung gamit nila, at kung nasaan man sila sa Pilipinas uma-access ng website. Hindi lang yan. Malalaman ko din dito kung ano yung mga dinadownload or binivisit nilang site dun sa e-library. Ayan. So, syempre, wala pang nag-output ngayon kasi kaka-launch ko pa lang sa kanya. And, ayun pa. So, may mga features din ito na magkakaroon ng summary at the end of the month kung ilan yung users and so on. So, with this, paano ko naman sinabi na ma-access dito overseas? Okay lang yun kasi may case na si student, meron siyang magulang na nasa ibang bansa. So, hindi naman siya makakapagpakita ng printed module o matuturuan. Pwede niyang turuan si anak niya na nasa Pilipinas through e-library. So, madedetect dito kung may nag-access sa ibang bansa or saan man sa Pilipinas and so on. Another thing, ang dami nating pwedeng makuhang data with this Google Analytics. So, ang mga data na yon, pwede nating magawang research. At ang yung research na yon, pwede nating ilagay uli sa e-library. Kaya nga meron dong section for research. At sabi ni Sir Lucky, may research daw kami. Ayan. So, with this, magkakaroon tayo ng cycle. Nakakapag-produce tayo ng output. At the same time, makakapag-produce ulit tayo ng another output. And that is the purpose of this Google Analytics connected to our DepEd Manila e-library. Ang malaking tanong, after pandemic, useful pa rin ba itong e-library natin? Ang sagot ko din is another tanong. humihinto ba ang edukasyon? Ayun lang ang masasabi ko. Kasi hindi na patigil na pandemic ang edukasyon, tuloy-tuloy tayo. At kahit nag-face-to-face na, pwede pa rin nilang magamit yung mga video lessons sa kanilang face-to-face class. Yung mga modules pwede na nilang reviewin din. So, ayun yung purpose ng ating e-library. Hindi lang siya for pandemic purposes, all throughout na yan. So, with my conclusion, yan. Ito na ako sa aking conclusion. Yan. Manda tayo kasi conclusion na. Ayan. So, ang conclusion ko, I don't want this e-library to be just an electronic library. I want this to be a symbol of achievement. Masarap sa feeling ng teacher kapag yung gawa niya or yung output niya is na feature sa isang bagay na marami nakakita. For example, the teacher gawa ng module na ilagay sa e-library. Gawa siya ng video lesson na feature sa e-library. Hindi ba parang napaka-laking achievement doon para sa teachers na ito yung pinaka-trophy nila. Yung malagay yung output nila sa e-library. And isa pa, itong e-library nito, ito ay hindi dinevelop ko lamang, pero ito ay hindi akin, ito ay atin. Kasi wala po akong e-library kung wala pong dinevelop na modules ang ating mga teachers, wala po silang ginawang video lessons, and hindi po nag-contact ng webinars ang DCS Manila. So ito pong e-library na ito ay sa atin sa DepEd Manila. And with that, maraming salamat po sa inyong pakikinig. Yan. Ayun po, maraming salamat.
At ayun na nga po, no? Nakita po natin ang ating DepEd Manila e-library and it's very pretty. We can say that it's a very pretty site. Sobrang engaging niya and hindi lang siya yung karaniwang site na yung parang minadali lang ni Sir AJ. Nakita natin na pinaghirapan ni Sir AJ at ng kanyang team at it's something new. Yeah. It's something new and exciting for all of us and gives opportunities not just to teachers but also to students no matter where they are in the world. Nakita naman natin sa analytics na pinakita sa atin kanina. I'm excited to see what new places this would bring Manila students and Manila teachers to. What new paths it's going to open for us. Sobrang exciting itong e-library natin. Excited ako. Ako yung na-excite. Ayun po. So congratulations po kila Sir AJ and sa mga teachers, kay Ma'am Hannah, kay Sir Lucky, for completing the e-library and for this launching. Congratulations po.
And I think may comment si Dr. Lim. May comment po ba kayo?
Ang comment ko talaga, hats off ako sa iyo, AJ. Congratulations. You made me very proud. Gusto ko na kumuha sa iyo ng, please prepare a parang advertisement or something na pwede ko siyang i-post sa group chat namin nila Mayor. Matutuwa siya dito. I'm really very proud of your output. Starting off from Aida, Dr. Rodilia, at sa mga supervisors. Tapos specific sa LRMS at syempre sa iyo, AJ. Thank you so much for making this project a reality.
Ay, thank you rin po, ma'am, for believing in me. Wow, taray. Ayan po.
Ayan po. Thank you po, Ma'am Lim, for the challenges that you presented to our LRMS team and for the team behind the e-library po. Ngayon po, para po sa closing remarks and para po mabigyan naman tayo ng onting challenge yung mga participants po. Tinatawag naman po natin si Dr. Lucky Escarpio, ang Senior Education Program Specialist na ang OIC EPS ng Learning Resource Management Section.
To our school's Division Superintendent, Dr. Maria Magdalena M. Lim, CESO 5, ASDSS, Dr. Ailes, Dr. Cruz, Sir Araw, and Attorney Kasangkapan, EPSS and PSDSS, school heads, SHS assistant principals, SLRMDC cohorts, school and teacher librarians, good afternoon. Obviously, my turn this afternoon's event signals the end or closing of the ceremonies. Believe me or not, oftentimes, a closing remarks or a closure is neglected, for we are just looking forward to physically accomplish, to make our responsibility well done based on schedule and timeline. We seldom see the very purpose of having such occasion, that a closure or a closing may remind us on many things, particularly some ways forward that seemed to be challenging yet fulfilling for both the proponents and beneficiaries. In Western literature, The End of Something by Ernest Hemingway is the story of a couple, by which the title itself, End, suggests several meanings. In the story, what being suggested in the title are the following: decline of Horton's Bay, decline of their business, and end of their relationships, which may lead to some other story romantic and life-enriching closures. Today, the end of the program goes the same way with the story. It would tell us the direction, prediction, or suggestion what this e-library may bring. What we have just heard and watched today are bits of information, avenue to easier and faster teaching and learning, facility to aid research, sustainability and innovation, or instrument to a more user-friendly or hybridized division of Manila e-library. I am glad to see you virtually and thanking you all for the support you have extended to us, to our school heads and your teachers and learners. Thank you for utilizing our e-library. To our CID Chief, Ma'am Rondilia, thank you for your wisdom and input. Start from the beginning of this Herculean task. And of course, to our SDS, Dr. Lim, and ASDSS, thank you for giving us a challenge to a less traveled by possibilities of coming up such this. We dearly appreciate your unstinted support and guidance. May this project be a legacy and a hallmark of the vision of City Schools Manila, with the mantra, quality first, where excellence is a lifestyle. Once again, thank you and good afternoon.
Ayun po, thank you po, Dr. Lucky Carpio. Nakakita naman po natin kung gaano kaganda yung ating e-library. It's a very promising website for all of us, and I'm super happy to be part of this launching because I'm excited for the future of what the e-library will evolve into. Yan po. So, on behalf of the entire chat po, Sir AJ, I would like to say congratulations.
Thank you.
Sa inyo, sa team nyo. Yun nga po, si Sir Lucky, si Ma'am Hannah, sa inyo po, na mga proponent, ang project proponent, and of course, ang mga teachers and ang mga librarians na tumulong po para magawa itong e-library natin. We would also like to thank our speakers, everyone who came online and spoke to us today. So thank you po for being with us today, Ma'am Lim, Salamat po at alam po namin na sobrang excited po kayo para dito sa e-library natin. Excited na rin po ako. Ayun po. And thank you rin po sa ating mga school heads na nag-participate po ngayon. Thank you rin po sa lahat ng nasa group chat, lahat po ng nanonood. Maraming salamat po. Hopefully po, mapaganda pa po natin ito with comments from you after using our DepEd Manila e-library. Yun po. We hope that this e-library will help not only our students but also our teachers in giving fun and exciting learning that is always quality first. Once again po, ako po si MINELLE Maguyon from Human Resource Management Services. You've been listening to me live all the way from Quezon City.
Ganun nga, ma'am.
And that has been the DepEd Manila e-library. Start learning today. Search and download quality learning materials.